Okay, my friends, this is Action Adventure Twins going through this little tiny slot into a cave system. Now, I have claimed, and I still claim, and I will claim until I cannot claim, I believe I've discovered what virtually all these caves are. And if they can get inside and get to the right areas and slowly look at things, I can make a determination what part of the body these things are. These are all body parts, and inside here is going to be body parts, and they're very, very clear. And this, my friends, is a lung. And they're going through one of these little holes right here down inside, and then you're going to show you, or I'll show you what they're showing, and I will tell you what it is. And it is a lung. So let's go. All right, now here's what I see. I see black and then approaching the reddish stuff, and then there's these holes, and the black is over this side. We see some very different colorations, and I believe this is a lung that they're inside of. And he's going to come. Man, it's just I believe this is all lung tissue.
Dude, the floor looks like it's made of wood over here.
You see this? Those are what they call alveoli. They're little tiny things where oxygen passes through, and they absorb the oxygen. You see it?
I swear.
Look at that. They're all over. Now, your heart, your lungs are just saturated with these little tiny holes. And then there's bigger ones too. This is a lung. All right, I can find all of these same patterns in here. And then there's going to be bigger holes like this. And they lead down, in the bigger cavities. And the whole thing is one big sponge, basically. And everything's connected to everything else. You don't really see it here, but if you look here closely, you see all these little dots? That's all they are, is alveoli. Alveoli are everywhere in the lung. That's how it absorbs oxygen. And this, you can see you see everything, but you have to take your time and look at it. You see all that wavy looking stuff? That's not there for nothing. You see it? Now this, I'm not sure where this is on the lung, but I can guarantee you this is somewhere on the lung.
It's like true.
Whatever's going on there, I don't know. Now, when they start crawling through these little tiny cavities...
Dude, that's lit.
Hold on one second. Okay, I'm going to show you what I believe they are in that cave system. I believe they are in here somewhere, inside of a lung. Now, they may even be in a smaller part than this, but this is what is inside of a lung. You see the trachea coming down here, and then it branches off. Those are where the air goes in and comes out. Now, and then there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on there. Now, let me show you a little deeper in here about this system. And again, well, let me just show you. Okay, this is, I'm going to come up close on some of these, but this is basically the little alveoli holes all over there, and they have the gaseous, the blood on both sides exchanging gases, but all right, they're somewhere in this deep area here, I would believe. And, sooner or later it's going to dead end, I would imagine, because that's what happens in your lungs. At a certain point, it just stops, basically. And whether they're that far in, I have no idea. Where they entered from, I have also no idea. But I believe they're in a lung. Now, just so you can see close. You see up there? That's what's deep inside your lungs. those little balls, and they exchange the gases. And this over here, this is the text about it. And this is what it looks like where they sort of dead end. Now, could they get that far in? I sort of doubt it, but I don't know. And this is basically the system where it is. So that is your respiration. All right, I've got this playing about half speed here, and I got the sound turned off. They're going deep inside here. As you recall, they came through a tiny, tiny little entrance. Now the reason I turn to half speed because they're moving kind of fast. Now I'm seeing all this, and I'm saying they're digging around through all of these little cavities and everything. That's basically what you got is in a lung. This is all of these cavities and holes and little spots that go in and out, and you'll be able to see them in the walls. There's all these little holes in the walls, and there's a whole bunch of exchange of gases going on in here, because this is all filled with air. And whatever happens, happens. But these little spots and all this little tissue layers, that's what it is. It's tissue. You see it there? And that's what's heading up to these alveoli. Now they're going down inside. Now look at how many little extra cavities there is in here. And look at these little tubes hanging off here and there. It's just too much going on. And then you see all that little flowy stuff coming through there. There's probably some blood in there or some kind of fluids flowing from that area, which had, this is a lung. There's just no other way. Look, whoa, look at this. Look at this. This is very cool stuff. This is a lung. I'm going to make that claim right now. This is a lung. And they're just going inside. And I'll tell you get lost in this thing. I would say pretty easy. I would want to make sure I had a little string so I could get out of there. All kinds of little crevices and holes and cavities, and you can see every now and then he sort of stops and you can see where all the little alveoli holes are. But there's just too many little cavities here and there for it to be nothing. This is a lung, and all of these are where the air actually comes in. It's that small. Whoever put this stuff in, who knows? Huh. Oh, this is a good shot right here. You see it? You see all the little spots? That's what alveoli are. And they're in lungs. This, my friends, is a lung. All right, remember I showed you how he keeps getting from bigger to smaller, 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 and then finally it dead ends? Well, I think they're getting close to the dead end. This guy's going to get stuck in there and never come back out. I think that was the dead end. And he's trying to get out of there. But they're all over. These cracks and holes and crevices, and basically this is what you would find inside of here. And they're getting deeper and deeper and deeper in until they can't keep going. That's all. Officially declared a lung. And these again are the action twins. Okay, so don't forget, action adventure twins. And this is alright, this is a hole to hell. That little thing, getting down, all that stuff we saw. And now, remember when I talk about moss. Moss grows on blood. This thing here is just a ton of blood, still on the outside. This is the outside of some big creature. And right inside are in the lungs. So this must be just barely on the outside. And they're going down into all the holes that are in the lungs. And, well, I already showed you that. All right, this again, this is the hole to hell. And hole to hell, action adventure twins. Now, something, I just want to mention it. We've been all through the system, but this must be right on the surface. And this is all blood. There's a lot of bloody stuff here. So it's got to be close to the blood from the lung. That would be my guess. This is still part of the lung, actually. And they're going down through all the little tubing of the lung, and as I showed you. All right, thank you.